quickly go across. We have Sandeep Raina, Head of Research at Professional Client Group at Nuvama. Now, Sandeep, just want to, first off, wishing you a very good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for taking out the time. Sandeep, tell us how you're viewing markets, because we saw a bit of a correction. Was that the correction one needed to buy into, and therefore now, are we going to see a fresh rally from here in your view?
Yeah, hi, good afternoon. Now, since you asked me a question of market, I just want to start with a statement that we are not negative at all.
Okay.
Now, I know that, there are a lot of people who are saying, market has corrected 5%, 8%, and stocks, let's say large cap have corrected by 10%, mid cap by 20%, and there are few companies which are even smaller by 20, 25%. I think these are healthy corrections. We need to understand that in last 2.5 years, many stocks have done very well. And of course, there are pockets which have done exuberantly well. But for the fact that people have made a lot of money and the valuations are expensive, so there was a this technical correction that happened. But I think this is not that one should be bothered at all. Stocks will keep on doing well. We will see markets rallying again. Now the question is, will it rally from tomorrow? I have no idea on that. But maybe next quarter, yes. And of course, there's one more thing that has happened in last 2 quarters. We have seen markets, the revenue numbers and the PAT numbers were not in great form, and which we saw in previous 8 quarters. So yes, those impacts are also there. And just few days back, we saw the GDP data at 5.4%. And of course, it's all correlated. But having said that, I'm not worried. Market will just see a pause or maybe a little bit correction. But ultimately, if you ask me, standing here 6 months away from here, I think we'll be positive on markets. Excellent. Markets, you'll make a lot of money.
Excellent. Okay. It's a great start to the onward conversation. You're talking to us at the backdrop of the Emerging Ideas Conference. And just tell us whether you're sensing that H1 is now firmly behind us and that H2, there's been a bit of a recovery. Is that what you're hearing? What is it that, what are the feelers that you're getting from everyone you're meeting?
Trust me, you should have been here to understand the vibrancy that we have here on this floor. I mean, there are more than 350 to 400 clients. And that talks about, people are looking for new ideas. Just to give a perspective, over next 2 days, we'll call around 65 odd companies, and 90% of these companies are less than 3,000-4,000 crores market cap. And that is where is our niche, and that is where we focus on, and that is where our clients also are looking at corporates where they can make money. And trust me, all these are super niche companies. They are not a company which is broadly in power. They will be, one part of the power segment they will be focusing on, and that's how these companies are, and people are looking for, and all the meetings are going on full, trust me, and that is what people are looking for: new ideas, new businesses, and where they can make money. So it's in one word, I would say, I think this vibrancy tells us that why market will be doing very well over the next 1-2 years.
Give us 3 new ideas which really appeal to you, Sandeep.
See, thing is, there are many companies in the conference which are looking very good, and they are not under coverage. But I would just name them which are looking interesting and where there were maximum participation. And that will not be my view, because since they are not under coverage, I cannot talk about it. Like, we got the maximum, we are having the maximum participation in a company called Office, which is into office space. We are getting the maximum participant company called Nibe. They are into defense. Mason & Loy, which are into basically your making big valves. So again, as I was saying in my previous statement, that these are super niche companies. Now valve is a specific valves he is making for shipbuilding or basically Navy. So that is business which is doing well. They are also into water. So in short, what I'm saying is the companies which are into super niche, growing at 25-30%, having ROC of 20-25, and all these small companies, they're just small, like doing 300 crores, 500 crores, which is very small given the size of Indian market and the big companies. But there is huge demand for these kind of companies, because these companies, 500 crores can go to 5,000 crores. And that is the endeavor, and that is the thought process. And that is why investors are here on this in this conference looking for those companies.
And therefore, Sandeep, and you'd be interacting with your clients as well, because you're part of the client-facing group, and therefore just help us understand this better. Is the large cap the more preferred space, or is mid and small cap more preferred currently? Because from what you're saying, there's plenty of interest in mid and small, but also it's given phenomenal returns, and valuations seem to be more tilted towards the large cap.
A very good question indeed. I'll just give you scenarios. See, if I'm somebody who is looking for limited return and limited downside also, trust me, large cap is the one which I should be looking at. But my clientele and my focus is not on looking for 10-15% or 10% return in market. I'm saying we are looking for 20-25% return CAGR, right? For that, I have to get into companies which are maybe smaller, potential to be higher. See, the way to look at it is, does that company have the potential to become a mid cap or a large cap? We have to look for only those companies. And that is what we are doing in this conference. That is what we're doing all the time when we are doing research. So the process is very simple. Look for companies which can grow 25-30%, can make good return for our clients, and just go for it.
Okay, Sandeep, thanks for all of that perspective. Great having you this afternoon, and good having your views, and hope you have a great rest of the conference. Well, that's it's time to slip into a very short break. We're going to, of course, talk more ideas.